2020 has been a crazy year, and while we're all doing our best...
Sneak peek! Hello everyone! Welcome back to Dancers Doing Stuff. I just gave you a sneak peek by accident of who our guest is. But before I show you that actual video, I am going to hype up my guest as always. This is episode 13, which is really crazy. I'm very lucky that I've had so many amazing friends come on this show, and I have a lot more planned for us for the future. But my guest today is a friend who is from Canada. I met dancing in New York, and he has this really cool new project, this new company. He's an awesome dancer, of course, because I do not bring on anyone who is not excellent. But, so I'm going to show you a video of him dancing, and then also a video that you saw a sneak peek of, where he's talking about his new adventure. So, and I'm not even going to say his name because I'm going to have him help me say his name and teach us all how to say it properly, because it's something that people get wrong a lot, and he deserves to have his name properly said. So, without further ado, I'm going to show you first a video of him dancing, and then an awesome video about his new company, ThankLoop. So fun, so fun. Okay, and here is this very exciting video about his new company. It's very moving. It's very awesome.
2020 has been a crazy year, and while we're all doing our best to stay at home to limit the spread of the virus, that doesn't mean that it's not hurting us. In fact, it's made us realize just how important these little human interactions are to our daily life and our well-being. But that's not really surprising, because when you look at the research, they basically say that the simple act of thanking each other can have a dramatic impact on our mood. So that's what we decided to do. We created a platform focused on the idea of thanking each other in a meaningful and easy way online. It's called ThankLoop. You go on the website, click a button, and instantly have access to hundreds of profiles that have stories to share and are waiting to be thanked. Now, for each of these profiles, they'll receive a beautifully crafted email from our team at ThankLoop that when they open, they'll see a full list of everyone that has thanked them for their contribution to society. Now, we hope you consider us in building this platform, and we thank you for it. 2020 has been a...
Yay! Okay, without further ado, here we go. Hello! Oh, I muted you. 1 second. Here we go. Try again.
I said yes. I said, what an introduction.
I'm glad it was good. Okay, first, before we get into anything, give the world a lesson on how to give, not the world, Americans and people who don't speak French,
yes,
a proper lesson on how to say your name so that we don't butcher it anymore.
Yeah, I like that you said Americans. But essentially anyone that's not from Quebec, so it's totally understandable. So yeah, usually when I go to the States and they say, oh, what's your name? Or, nice to meet you. And I always struggle. I always hesitate between two names. I'm not sure if I should give them the easy version or the real version. So the easy version is just Oliver. So a lot of people just, I just say, oh, my name's Oliver, whatever. Just, I don't want to bother spend time saying it. But the real way to say it is Olivier. And usually when people say, when people hear that, they just go, what? And then I just go, oh, it's what? And then I go, oh, it's Oliver, but with an I after the V. Of course, this is a French name, so
right.
It's normal, not extremely natural, but still. So
I'm gonna try. I'm
Yeah.
gonna sound really bad. I only know how to say I'm tired in French. So now I'll be able to say your name also.
Say I'm tired in French.
Je suis fatigué.
That was amazing. Okay. I'm gonna rate you on a scale of 1 to 10 my name right now.
Okay. I'm so scared to say it
Okay.
probably.
I'll say it one more time. Okay.
Is it like, you know what, like, it kind of like trails off at the end? Like,
It does. It does trail off.
okay.
Olivier.
I'm nervous. Olivier. Oh, it's so bad.
Haley.
That was like a 4.
No. Haley, no. That was one of the best interpretations I've heard like an American say.
You're just saying that because you're on my show.
100% Haley.
Okay.
That was
How do
very
you
good.
say your last name?
Okay, this one's hard.
Say the
Chartrand.
whole Say the whole thing. Say the whole thing for
Olivier
us.
Chartrand.
Wow, that sounds famous.
It sounds famous.
Yeah.
Okay, I should keep my name.
Oh, for sure. Everyone should be
Okay.
forced to learn how to say it properly. It's a good exercise. It works our brain in America. Olivier Chartrand. Oh, so bad. It's so bad.
I love that you add like a fancy twist to it. Like you're saying my name and you're like Olivier Chartrand.
French
It's like
just
that.
seems so fancy to me. I don't know why. It just
so
seems
hard.
so French. I mean, it's not so French, so fancy. Like, you could be saying, like, something really boring in French, and I'd be like, wow, that's so famous. That's crazy. But yeah, so I'm going to practice. I'm going to keep practicing that. But today, so obviously, I kind of gave you guys a peek into what your, you know, outside, what's it called? Like your passion outside of dance. But let's talk about dance first, but also the craft is related to your project outside of dance and also for Thanksgiving and also just for fun. So what we're making today are pop-up cards. I have a very ugly one here that I made as a test. Boom. Boom. And it's very easy, I swear. I know you said that you're not the best at crafts,
It's
but
gonna be fun.
I'm going to get you there, and you can give this as a thank you note to someone that you love. And just, yeah, we're having our Thanksgiving. You just had your Thanksgiving, so it's perfect. It's perfect. So what we need are first whatever you want to pop up in the card. So I'm just going to do like a little square. I'm going to cut it out of this green paper. It's gonna be fine. You're gonna survive. So yeah, you need scissors, 3 pieces of paper, and some tape or glue, and some markers. These are not cookies. I keep my markers in these cookies, but I do love some cookies, and I've been eating a lot of cookies today.
You finished them all, which is
I
why
did. I ate a lot of cookies today.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna make mine like a little semicircle, but you don't have to feel pressured to do that. You can just make a little square. But I'm gonna have this little semicircle pop up, but don't feel
Very
pressured
cool.
to do anything fancy. And I'm gonna
I will
write.
do something very fancy.
Okay, yeah, but you mean you are French? I mean, well, you're Canadian and French. What is the? I need to hear about that, like,
Yeah.
because I know the language is even different in Canada versus like Paris. I know, like, I have friends from France and then friends from Canada who speak French, and
Yes.
then they always have like things to say about the other.
Yeah.
And then I have friends in Brussels, and like they all speak French, but it's all different. So
It's so complicated, right? But no, so the French of Quebec, which is the French that's spoken in Canada, is a more rustic French. So as the French in France is very like posed on every word, and they have like expressions that like I had no idea existed until I heard it. As in Quebec, we're famous for our swear words. So
really,
we have like the best swear words, I would say,
that's so funny.
because they're like they're like extremely trashy, but like ridiculously.
That's really
So this
funny.
is what I'm gonna cut out.
Okay. Oh, I love that. Cut that heart. Amazing. I drew on this green paper the word hi in gold, but then you couldn't see it, so then I tried to do some black outlining.
Very cool.
Awesome. So once you have that, you're going to take your inside color paper. So I'm going to pick yellow, and I'm going to make a big card so that it's easy to see, and also I don't have to do less cutting, but you can do this with any size card. So I'm going to... Yes.
When did you get into crafting?
I don't know, like I'm an only child. So I think I just like spent a lot of time just like sitting in my room and like gluing stuff together. I went to a Montessori school growing up, which is like a very creative, alternative kind of school. I went there till 4th grade. So it was very like hands-on learning, and like we learned to read with like sandpaper letters. So everything was very like tactile and cool. Like there was like arts and crafts like built into just regular learning, which is kind of fun. So that's probably one of the reasons. And then my mom she's a dancer, but she's also just like really fun and crafty. So she would always be like getting me supplies, and like my whole family, like my aunt is like amazing at painting, and like I don't know, I think I'm just lucky that I have a lot of crafty people in my life. Okay, let's see your heart. Put your heart on your sleeve. Amazing. Ah, precious. So, do you have a piece of paper folded in half? Amazing. Fold it in half. You could do whichever way you want. Well, I would suggest doing hamburger style, not hot dog style. Did you learn that in school? Like,
no.
This is the that's a very American thing, I guess. Hamburger style is like...
It is very American, I can confirm that.
And I've never eaten a hamburger or a hot dog, but perfect. That's hamburger style. Amazing. So, because your heart is very small, not the one in your body, but the one that you cut out. I'm sure your heart inside is very big. So, you want to kind of... The thing that I'm going to pop up, see how it's like roughly like this big? Mm-hmm. I'm going to cut like a little smaller than what I want to pop up. Just like a little slit once here and then right here. So you're just kind of making like a little slit where the fold is.
Yes.
Yes, you can do it. I believe in you.
Yeah. I got this. Don't worry.
Okay.
100%.
I'm
and
very...
a bit smaller.
Yeah.
Okay. A bit smaller.
Yeah, yours, you can have it really small. So once you cut that out, you're going to push this part through here and then fold it down. So when you have it closed, it'll look like a chunk got eaten out of it.
Oh, wait.
And that is like the thing that's going to attach to your pop-up.
That is so cool.
So it kind of looks like a little chair.
We're creating 3-dimensional.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so pull it through a little and then fold it back over so it looks like something ate your card.
I'm trying to pull it through it like this.
Perfect. Yeah, so keep it there and then fold the rest of the card back on the same crease. You're getting it. You're getting it.
Why is it like that? Wait,
let's see what you did. Okay, no, this is right. Yeah, that's perfect.
Like this?
Yeah, and then keep it inside when you close it. So like, yes, it's happening. Yes. Fold it. Amazing. Fold it back on the crease just to like lock it in there. Really press it. That's the hardest part, I swear.
Guys, already we can see a difference between Haley's design and mine.
I mean, mine's also not even. But that doesn't matter. It's going to pop up. So, exactly. So the next thing, take your other piece of paper, and this is where you need your tape. And this is just to cover up that So fold it in half again, hamburger style. That's such I didn't realize like how American that really is. Like
Yeah, like
being like
you could
hamburgers
call
and
it
hot
pizza
dogs.
style as well.
Yeah, pizza style would be like a triangle, I guess.
Yeah, it would be.
Okay,
Oh.
so you folded your other paper, and then you're gonna just slide this right into it, like a little book. And then you have some tape. I have this. I have some fancy tape. It's like double stick tape. But if you don't have double stick tape, you can just tape around the edges or do like a little tape loop, so that way
Yeah.
the inside paper is attached to the outside paper. So like when you open it, it's just one paper.
Yeah.
So work on that now. I'm gonna use my special double stick tape thing.
That. Oh,
It's a little advanced.
it is very advanced.
I'm like
Oh,
pretty advanced. So
yeah.
okay. So while we're taping, I know we talked a little bit about you're from Canada, obviously. So when did you kind of get into dancing?
Oh, I was 8 years old, and 8 or 7, I'm not sure actually. But at that age, apparently I was always telling my parents every 2 weeks that I wanted to do an activity. So one 2 week was like, oh, I want to go and play the trumpet. And then next was like, oh, I want to play the guitar. But then one day I was like, oh, I want to dance. And then my parents were like, oh, he's going to change his mind in like 2 weeks or something.
Right.
But hey, 2 weeks later, I said, Mom, I want to dance. And then she was like, oh, there's something special there,
This is it. So what style did you start with? Did you go to like a studio where you did kind of all different styles, or?
I went to a studio called Studio A in Montreal, and they did HHI, Hip Hop International, in 2002
Oh,
and
cool.
2003, and they won.
Wow,
And,
that's really impressive.
Very old school, but like only hip hop. Well, no, they were doing other styles, but they were mostly known for, hip hop.
Cool, and like foundational hip hop and like all of that stuff. So you got like good training at the beginning.
Yeah, like Mel Charlot, I don't know if you know Mel,
Uh-huh.
but she was my teacher when I was 10. So
Wow, that is really cool. That is so cool. Okay, how's your taping going?
so good. I taped all 4 corners in little balls, and now it's like perfectly taped.
Amazing, amazing. So what you want to do here is you take your little heart. I'm going to take my little pop-up thing here. And you want to line the bottom up with the bottom part of your thing. You don't want it to go past because then it'll bend. So let me tape this here and
Oh,
show
that's
you. Yeah, so you want to line the heart up at the bottom so that way it won't bend over. So mine is like this. Boom.
Oh, that's so cool. It's mirrored, so it's like E.
No, I actually wrote it backwards.
Oh, that's true.
No, I didn't. Yeah,
You didn't?
so that's it. I mean, then you can write in it. You can write whatever you want, but it has this cute little extra surprise.
Wow.
Amazing, right? It's so simple, and it looks so complicated.
There's something like therapeutic with like just working with your hands. Like
Totally.
stopping and just like, no, just like, I'm doing this little thing and, just focusing on it.
Yeah, I also started dancing when I was really young, but I also have always just been like really, I love to just like sit and like organize things or like do little crafts and stuff. I think it definitely kind of like, it's still creative, but it's a way to like calm yourself down and still be creative without having to sweat and like be gross and tired from dancing.
Yeah, I feel like the mind needs to focus on some things.
Yeah.
But when it's like simple, it's almost like you're allowing your mind to focus on something small instead of all that other thing.
Exactly, which we've You're a pro. You're a pro.
I should get into crafting seriously.
Seriously.
I should open an Etsy shop like you
Yeah.
and compete with
You could you could sell cards.
I could sell
You could-
cards.
you could start having a physical aspect of ThankLoop, which I'm not going to get into yet. I keep teasing it out, but I still want to talk a little more about dancing. So you started dancing hip hop, boom, boom, boom. When was the first time that you came to New York? Because I know you came here even when you were in high school, even younger, and took class at BDC, which must have been nerve-wracking as a young international student.
My God, like New York, I always say like is my love. Like New York is like my second home, you know, and it tears my heart apart that I'm seeing all these things happen in New York right now. But yeah, I first got into conventions, which led me to New York. You know, I actually went when I was 12 years old, I think. And
Wow.
I would take like Cheryl Murakami's class and, you know, all those like old school teachers and stuff. I would still take Jerry Grimes, you know, and stuff. And then, yeah, like I just remember going to New York and then going to LA and then finding like, you know what, I'm just happier in New York, you know? So that's why I kept coming back to New York, even though it was more expensive. Obviously, to go to New York.
True. So I know that you've done some really cool things in Canada. One of the things that you've done is you've worked with Cirque Du Soleil, right? So I'm so interested to hear, because when I first met you, I know that you were like working with them and doing stuff. And then you would come to New York because I think you had a break or something like that. So I'd love to hear more about that experience and just kind of some of the dance things that you've done in Canada.
Yeah, so it's kind of crazy because, you know, I think that as dancers, we often feel pressured only to take the like dancing path. And for me, like it was super unique because, you know, I went to I just finished my bachelor's degree. And during my entire bachelor's degree, I worked 3 years in Cirque du Soleil's creation and innovation teams.
So
from a business
cool.
perspective. But I also danced for them as well. So, but yeah, most of the time I was actually working with people, thinking about new concepts for it. So I worked in the innovation team. So we asked the question, so what are some new formats that we've never seen before, but that could become Cirque du Soleil project? So that was my job.
Wow. How did you even get into that?
It's crazy because so a lot of these business jobs, you know, it's a lot about networking. So I got an interview, and when I did, you know, I think I had that kind of dual business and art path that I think is a lot of research in the world in general. So like if you're listening to this and, you know, you're a really good dancer, adding a business element is great, and it's really in demand anywhere that you work because people are always looking for creative people. So yeah. So
that's so true. And
I know supposed to take for 4 months, and I got extended 6 times. So
that's so cool. It's true. It's like we were talking about this before we started going live, but dancers have so many skills, and like learning, like being a dancer growing up, you learn so much more than just dance. You learn how to work as a team. You learn how to be creative and find new solutions to things, and those can carry over to all aspects. And I think that's why we know so many people who are dancers but are so great at so many other things and have so much to offer the world. So that's kind of why I started this show, is to just share those stories and talk about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and like there's even to add to your point, there's even a book called The Range, and it actually explains that people who are at the top level of their craft. So if you look at like the best pianists in the world, the best tennis players in the world, etc., you see that there's a consistent pattern. And that pattern is not that they just did tennis their entire world as they were young and just like kept doing. No, actually, the people that are at top of their craft in the world, when you compare them to people who are just very, very good, the people who are very, very good did the same craft all their life, and the people who are at the top, like for example, pianists that are at the top of the game, they did trumpet before, they did, you know, guitar as well. So it's crazy to think that, but I think that, you know, just following what you love and drawing from different sources ends up capitalizing a lot on what you do. So
yeah, and especially like not being scared that like doing something in addition to dance or doing something else besides dance totally and taking a break from dance doesn't mean you're not a dancer anymore. Like, you are still a dancer no matter what job you're doing at this time or how many classes you're taking or how long you've had to take a break during the pandemic. Like, that's part of who you are and you're still a dancer, but you can also be so many other things. So I love that. Well, it's time for our first game. I know you're very excited about this. So if you are watching live on YouTube, you can actually interact with us right now. We are going to play Would You Rather, and so you can comment in the chat on YouTube and I can bring it in and share it. So let me do my little... Yay! All right, so we have the cards. First one, are you ready?
I'm so ready, and I feel so lucky right now.
Okay. Would you rather have a paralyzing fear of buttons and zippers, or have to wear wet socks inside dry shoes every single day?
I think the second one, because I think the second one, like, you can always get used to it, you know?
Right.
And I know it would suck and stuff, but a paralyzing fear, like, you would never want to be like in that important meeting where like everything is starting to get aligned and then you're about to present and then you look and your client has buttons on and then you're like, oh crap, you know? Like,
Yeah, no, I think, yeah, as much as wet socks are annoying, I guess you just get used to it. I'd pick that too. Okay.
yeah.
Would you rather have to crawl everywhere like a lizard or feel dizzy every time you lie down?
Oh,
That's a really hard one.
that's a really good one. I think I would rather crawl like a lizard. And
Yeah.
because like, I feel like, you know, if you would be known for that. And I'm not saying that getting known for something is a good thing, but I think that like people deserve to show their individuality. So if you're gonna go and walk like a lizard, man, go and do it.
Right. Commit
Lying
to
down,
it.
like you sleep lying down, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Or like, even if you're doing a dance and you have to like lie down in the dance and then you're like, it would make it too hard. It would make everything too hard.
you're on stage, your dream job, you just go, you lie down and you're stuck on stage.
A mess. Yeah, I'd pick that too. Okay. Last one. Would you rather have a bottom for a face, so your butt is on your face,
Yeah.
or have everything you touch catch on fire?
Does that include people?
I think it's literally everything you touch.
Oh my god.
I guess you would have to literally live in water. You'd have to be like surrounded in a water suit at all times so that you
Yes.
wouldn't light your bed
That's a
on
great
fire.
workaround. That's a
I
great
know.
workaround.
It's
See,
kind of
but
cheating, maybe.
I feel like
I would pick that,
isolation
though.
I would, yeah.
I don't want to have a butt for a face.
I don't, but
I mean, butts are very popular right now, but
yeah,
not
I was-
not
I was-
on your
I was gonna
face.
say- I was gonna say I have a nice butt, but like I feel like I still want my face, you know. So
Yeah, because I don't think it's that you get a face on your butt. It's like you have two butts, one
That's
here
crazy.
and one that you sit on.
Okay, I would definitely choose the second option then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely, yeah.
And if you put water, and let's say you touch something, there's fire, maybe it like cancels out.
Right, like you just have like a water gun with you at all times, and you sleep
Exactly.
in a tub. There's got to be ways to survive that.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, this is a perfect transition. I mean, it's not really a perfect transition, but talking about silly things is a fun way to get into talking about your passions outside of dance. We can talk right into ThankLoop, or we can talk about other stuff, whatever you are feeling most excited to talk about.
I mean, it's so great because like this is a perfect segue because we just talked about, you know, dancers doing like a lot of different things and combining things sometimes. And I feel like for me, you know, I think I will, yes, always remain a dancer, but I will always also remain somewhat of an entrepreneur. And what I mean by that is someone who looks at things, is curious about them, and then tries to execute them in the world. So I don't mean it in like I wear a suit and I go and I'm entrepreneur. I mean it
Right.
as just being curious about the world and kind of asking yourself, what can you add? Because everyone has something amazing about them. Anyone can add something to the world. That's great. You just have to kind of be curious, look at it, and go and surround yourself with people that can help you make it happen. So for me, ThankLoop is my first kind of like entrepreneurial project out there. And it came to me when I watched a TED Talk, and this guy was describing how he went on a journey to thank everyone that made his morning cup of coffee.
Wow.
And it actually took him 3 years, because to thank everyone that made his morning cup of coffee, he needed to thank the person who drove the beans from the farm to the distribution plant. But wait, Haley, you cannot drive the beans without the road. So he went and he thanked everyone who made the road that allowed the drivers to drive on. So
Wow.
it made me realize that these simple things like this water bottle that we take for granted is actually the collective effort of so many people. So, we started asking ourselves, like, how can we can take this idea and put it into reality? And with COVID and everything going on, we just felt like it was the right time to kind of launch something like this and stuff. So we first thought about something called like a thanking loop, where, for example, I would nominate someone, and only when I nominate someone, I'm allowed to thank the person, which would create like a thanking loop where you would pay it forward kind of every time.
Right.
But after that, we said, you know what, like, why don't we kind of simplify it and make it accessible to everyone? So then that's when we came up with the final idea of ThankLoop, where you and I could nominate anyone in our community. So let's say you love someone at BDC, a staff at BDC. You could say, oh, this person is so awesome because, I walked in the other day at dance class, and she made sure that whatever happens that, I was safe and blah, 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 and this and that. And you could publish that, profile, and then that person could get thanked by, a multitude of people. And it took you 2 minutes to do that, so.
Yeah. I love that. So when does it officially come out to the masses? Like, when can we start thanking people? Because I think that, like you said, this is literally the perfect time. The world needs more positivity and just more generosity in general. And I'm so excited about this. When I saw that you posted your video that I shared with everyone, I was just like, this is so amazing, and it's so simple, but it's so powerful. And it, like, literally, like you said, it takes 2 minutes and you can really change someone's day with it. So I'm so excited for this.
Yeah, I mean, thank you. I'm glad you're enthusiastic by it. And, that's really the goal, is to make it simple and that you don't just forget to do it. Like, everyone wants the thing, but we want to make sure that this is easy and you do it, and we have, things set in place. If you want, you can get reminded and stuff. But so there's a person that helped me come up with the concept. Her name is Massi Amoni. And
Another fancy name. Amazing.
Yes. Let's not get into detail with that name.
Yeah, I'm not going to try that one.
But yeah, she was a colleague at me from Cirque Du Soleil, and we're just two young, people trying to figure this out. So she's coding it right now. Actually, she just left her job to help me with it.
So cool.
Really happy, and we think that it will launch by end of January, February, beginning.
Wow,
February.
that's fast.
Yeah.
That's fast, but that's so exciting. I'm so excited to just keep seeing how it updates and everything. Like, I think that this is going to be such a powerful tool, and hopefully like a regular tool that people can use all over the world, that's like just becomes part of your regular life, of like the same way you use Instagram or Facebook. You could easily just use this program and make someone's day brighter. So I hope that that's how it happens.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, and I think that when we're going to build this platform, obviously, like, we're going to be very mindful of not creating these toxic habit-forming things that other social media networks
Right.
form, because, like you're saying, social media is already destroying the social fabric that we have. And now with COVID-19, like, are you kidding me? So it's
Yeah, we're just like this all day, scrolling.
so yeah. So maybe in the future plans we can find a way that to remind people in a mindful way, of course, because of course practicing gratitude right now is not only extremely popular, but it's also something that just feels good for everyone. And so it's like meditation is huge. I'm a huge meditator. I meditate every day.
Wow.
But also doing something concretely in the world that makes a difference easily from your laptop is also great. So
Yeah.
you can add that as well to your tool set.
I love that. So I also wanted to know, I know we talked a little bit about some of your other just like fun passions earlier. What are some of the things that maybe in quarantine or even just in life in general that, make you really happy and that you're really passionate about outside of dance and outside of ThankLoop?
Outside of ThankLoop and dance, oh my God.
I know. I mean, that's like a lot of your mental capacity is probably taken up a lot with that, but
I have other projects that make me super happy in the live entertainment business. So I have other projects that I'm pitching. Other than that, like I would say that, I usually try to make a list of things that I want to work on, like in terms of mindfulness. It's not everyone that has the luxury to work on themselves and to plan. And right now, because of COVID-19, like we're so, we have more free time than we used to before. And a lot of people are working from home. So instead of maybe commuting to work, then they can use that time to, practice their well-being. So that's what I've been doing myself. I've been waking up, doing some meditation and getting that working, making sure I'm on track. And I've been playing also a lot of video games, but
That's
I'm
good.
not sure that's a good thing.
I think it's okay. I think because I know people are always like, oh my gosh, I watch all this Netflix or I'm doing all these things, but it's good to kind of do, I don't want to call it like mind numbing things, but like just something that can like take you out of something is totally fine. As long as you're not spending like 20 hours of the day doing video games, I think you're good.
Yeah, I sleep.
That's good. Awesome. Well, now it's time for, it's kind of a game, not really a game, but some questions. So these are questions loosely categorized by color.
Okay.
I'm going to pick one of each one. Some of them are more deep, some of them are silly. And if any of them are like way too deep, you can always pass, but that hasn't happened yet. So I think I don't fully remember what all of them are, but I'm just picking random cards here.
Yeah. Don't ask me what I think about Cheetos because that's too intense for me.
Cheetos. Do you like Cheetos? Is that something?
No. I like Cheetos. I was just kidding.
What's your favorite snack food while I get these ready?
Tofu and like crackers.
Tofu as a snack?
Yeah, with crackers.
Wow. Canada is a healthy, wild place.
Mm-hmm. Very wild, yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so pick color, and we'll do whichever one you pick. Amazing. Okay. What motivates you to get up every morning?
I think, like, me personally, and I'm gonna say routine, okay? And I think because routine allows me to have some stability in my life, which then leads me to go and do my goals. I think that I would say I'm thankful to be a person with goals and who's ambitious and stuff. So I would say that definitely makes me wake up. And also just being able to collaborate with people, like not only be friends with people and have these fun conversations like I'm having with you, but literally like collaborating. So going out of your way, showing what ideas do you have, what do you like and stuff, and just doing that, I would say those are two major things.
I love that. Okay, next question.
Blue.
What are you most afraid of? That's a hard one. As long as it's not buttons and zippers.
I think I am someone like a lot of dancers who puts too much pressure on himself. And the downside of having very high expectations of yourself is that you always, or not always, but sometimes you feel like you are maybe not at the level that you want to be. So what I'm most afraid of is that I set myself too high of goals that I never kind of reach that place where I'm like, it's okay, dude. Like you're happy, like you're good, you know? So I think that's talking to myself kindly, or talking to myself in a mean way, is I think what I'm most afraid of.
Next one.
You choose it. Yeah.
Okay, I'll choose purple because that's my favorite color.
Okay.
What emotion do you experience the most?
Sadness. No, I'm kidding. Imagine.
I wouldn't be surprised right now. I mean,
Yeah, right now, it depends. Like in the past 4 months or in my life.
yeah. Let's say like within the last month. Let's just do a short time.
Surprise. Honestly, surprise. It's been a crazy ride the past month. Like, and just enthusiasm in general. Like, just, and I'm very lucky to be able to say this, but just trying to do my things and actually putting them in the world has opened up things for me. So right, left, up, down, center, you know, has just been a surprise to work with people, to get their feedback, to improve on what I'm doing, to, you know, work on myself, you know. So all these things, I would say surprise, and sometimes surprise in a bad way, you know, surprise in the way that, man, it's been this number of months that we've been quarantined, and sometimes you surprise yourself that, like, social anxiety is huge right now, you know. I feel
Seriously.
it for sure, you know, but I'm lucky because I get to dance with masks with other people.
Yeah,
like
you guys are able to. You guys are able to like dance in person in studios with masks on right now?
So technically no, but because we're a professional group, we are allowed.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
That's so good. Yeah, it's weird. We can't, like, studios like BDC and stuff can't be open, but you can rent a room at Ripley and then have people with masks and dance in the room with those people. But for some reason BDC can't be open, or I don't know. Nothing makes sense. So definitely surprise, and in good and bad ways. I'm feeling that too. Okay, last one of these questions, and then we have one final question. If you had to make an alias, what would it be? Ooh.
Like,
Like if you were a spy or something. Like an alternate life.
Does it have to be spy related?
No, it doesn't have to be spy related. Your name could be
literally
Oliver.
An alternative name. Basically.
An alias, like, yeah, it could be like a different name, like a different whole persona.
I suck at English sometimes because I'm French, you know. So okay,
Is alias a French word?
No, it's not.
Oh, interesting. I feel like a lot of words are like French words or Spanish words that we just
They
say
are
in American.
Latin.
True.
They're both derived from Latin based, so that's why. But I would say so in Quebec we have like a meal called poutine, which is like very
French
tasty.
fries with cheese and gravy.
Yeah. So
I've had it
I
at
would
my
say-
summer camp.
So my alias would be poutine dancer 24/7.
Amazing.
That's a
Okay,
good one? Okay.
the very last question is, what brings out your most creative self?
Oof.
I know it's hard.
I think that, you know, a lot of the times we associate creativity as being this random thing that comes to us from a bunch of different sources, emotions, joy, sadness, and things like that. I think that personally, what brings out my most creative self is actually self-talk with myself. So is yes, feeling some things, but also putting those emotions into something that is not fully concrete, but semi-concrete. So that doesn't mean that it has to be dance, but it can be just a thought that you have. And then you say, oh, well, what if that thought was applied to this? And so I think that it is a combination of emotion and actually critical thinking. So I would say it's me.
Wow, that's a new answer that we haven't heard yet. That was very, very cool. Okay, well, now if you have anything that you would like to plug, we have your Instagram on for anyone who's viewing this on YouTube, but share it audibly with whoever is listening.
Guys, I'm trying to reach 100 million followers on my Instagram.
Same. I'm so close.
Follow my TikTok. Of course. Guys, if you want to check out ThankLoop, the website address will be thankloop.io. Of course, now we're having a fundraising campaign, so maybe Haley will put that under the description if you guys would help out.
Definitely.
So if you go on indiegogo.com and you go on the search bar and you search for ThankLoop, it'll be there, one of the first results, and you can check out the video of me talking to you for a minute, and things like that. But yeah, thank you for having me, Haley. It was such a pleasure, and maybe one day I'll be back, who knows?
Yes, hopefully you'll be back in New York. And then for anyone who's listening, this episode will go live on the podcast Dancers Doing Stuff, anywhere you can get podcasts, Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, whatever if you listen on any other random place, it's probably there. This will probably go live in about 2 weeks. They go live every Friday with a mini episode every Sunday. I'm on week 6 of The Artist's Way, so I'll be talking about that this Sunday. And yeah, subscribe to the YouTube channel, Essentially Haley, and I think I'm gonna make just a specific Dancers Doing Stuff Instagram so that I can put all the awesome videos and pictures of my guests that I've had so far and the crafts that we've made on Instagram in a nice cohesive place. And yeah, if you make a pop-up card, definitely tag us and join the Facebook group for Dancers Doing Stuff. Hopefully, I'm trying to make it a communal, safe place where we can create without pressure of perfection. So I think those are all the things I have to plug. Awesome talking to you. I'm going to practice saying your name, and I will see you soon, hopefully.
Yes, awesome. Thank you so much.
Bye, everyone.